All right, everyone, and welcome back to. I almost did it. I almost did it again. Welcome back to Arms Trade Tycoon Tanks, and we are we got to get ourselves out of the hole we're in. So uh, we definitely need to get things going. Just to remind myself. Okay, so we're working on the Mark IV male right now, which this will be the revamped version of this. Um, One of the key things that I picked up, and I actually am playing uh, I'm doing a playthrough on the side, and I realized after they changed some balancing stuff. They definitely changed some balancing stuff, and skipping over doing the intermediate designs early is a bad idea. You do not want to do it. So let's see if we can actually get out from under the problem we've got right now. Um, we definitely need uh, real quick, we need to go ahead. Okay, so they're rolling the heavy fusillade tank, which I think we have the heavy fusillade tank. Um, yeah, so everybody's obsoleting the. Oh, we might be able to get that contract. Um, Real quick. All right, we might be able to get that contract real fast and save ourselves. So initiate. Yeah, unfortunately they want to replace with the Mark One, so we're gonna have to wait until we can get the actual. So heavy fusillade. Yeah, so right now we're literally. They want the heavy vanguard. Uh, so we'll be able to actually compete for that. Thank you. Thank God we'll be able to compete for that. Um, but yeah, it's just they definitely did some balancing changes to the point where it's like, okay, yeah, you have to get those intermediate designs going. Heavy fusillade. Um, okay, I can do this. Oh, 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 hollow fucking Luya. Okay, and then um, trying to build more than that. Yeah, I don't like the idea. Oh my god, I just realized I don't have a lot of supplies. Oh, thank God. Okay, so I have enough material to build those 30 tanks. Thank God. I just don't have a lot of money. It's a bad situation to be in. We might have to restart, unfortunately. That really sucks. If I can't figure out how to get out of this situation, we might just have to restart. Yeah, we're. Ah. I reached for the sun and the sun burned me. If I sell absolutely every bit of material that I have right now, it gets me through, but does it mean does it mean I survive long enough to actually be able to finish this contract? Probably not. Probably not. Oh man. Yeah, we definitely did did an oopsie this time around. I wasn't expecting it to uh, go this poorly. So we can't even edit that. Like we literally just don't have the cash. Okay, well. Wow. I, you know what? I wasn't... I wasn't expecting that, but here we are. Wow. That was an ass kicking. That was, in fact, an ass kicking. Alright, so... Welcome back, everybody. Just ignore. Just ignore the man behind the curtain. Just ignore the man behind the curtain. Okay, so... Our goal, boom, 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 boom. Get these these 4 things researched, because medium hull gives us the ammo storage, which will allow us to then do a dedicated male-female tank. With that, boom, we can... Oh, sorry. With that, we can do that, and then, of course, design-wise, we'll do our preliminary design. Okay, so we'll call this the proto because it's the initial design like it is. And then yeah, we're gonna have to go 7 crew in order to be able to get the reliability a little bit higher. Alright, and go. Nothing special, nothing good, just a very basic tank. Alright, and then... Thought I told it to order this, or did I press the wrong button? Okay, there we go. Alright, real quick, in the news, world events, diplomatic relations, don't care. Tank contracts, want that. Military development, don't care. War news, don't care. Personal updates, care. Tank campaign reports, care. Rival tanks, apply. Alright. Alright, so we're immediately going to shift focus over here to the research lab because we do need to research quickly. Just getting the admin council up gets us a little bit of a maintenance focus bonus. That's what I really care about there. Alright, and then this guy is now available. Alright, and then we can go ahead and import more stuff from here. Let's go 5,000, 5,000, it's 35, okay, let's go 8, 8, hey, you know what, fuck it, we'll do it like that. Alright. Alright, design's in, there we go, and then we will go ahead and just build maximum of 50 if we can. We cannot, so we'll build 30 because we can. Where are the boys? Alright, cool, there we go. finally got here. Thank you. All right, so what we're really looking for with this guy is just the extra engineers on the research. Of course, he's not going to be able to really help us with the expendables just yet. Oh, well, look at that. Look at that. We're already building tanks for you. Alright, so the Hector Mark 1 is sitting around 204. Alright, cool. Alright, research. Boom. Material-wise, we need to ship stuff in again. Oceana is still recovering, so we'll go ahead and bring iron in from the Middle East. Alright, and then start working on this. Alright, then Asia, we'll bring rubber in from Asia, and then we'll also bring in more iron. Yeah, screw it. Let's bring in more iron. Alright, cool. And that gets us a bunch more engineers on the research side, so alright, we got another contract. We'll wait until we finish. Yeah, when this production finishes, we'll accept that contract. Alright. So it's still the Hector Mark 1. So we can go about 210. We'll go 215. Okay, and I want at least 95 days. Actually, let's go 90 days. So then we'll adjust price appropriately. Boom. Alright. Oh, wait. Gotta ship out tanks before we can start producing. Alright, so even if this gets delayed, yeah, we should be good. Should be good. Oh, wait, what? Oh my god, they already gave us the grant. Holy shit. I wish it didn't automatically, like, that's a change I would love to see, is if you could get asked if you want to take the grant. That'd be fantastic. All right, so now we've got that going. We've got that going. Let's go ahead and order in more stuff. We kind of need more high carbon. Or not high carbon, medium carbon. So let's go like this, and then we'll go 22,000, and then we'll order in the rubber. Gonna be kind of overpaying for this and this, but you know what, that's fine. There we go. All right, and yeah, we're good. We're good. And then over here, I actually want to I want to focus on reliability, because I want to see if we can determine a reasonable increase in reliability from those buildings. Alright, and female sponson done. Bolted assembly. Once we get that done, we'll go ahead and do our proper tanks. We just had an accident in the production hall. Let's go ahead and hire the replacements. All right, assembly focus. Let's get riveting focus. All right, that's done. We're gonna backtrack to the maintenance office. Now we've got the research bureau maxed out. And then we'll go rifling hall. Oh, I forgot to engineer the new hulls. We are going to keep the medium mark A because we can. We're gonna be tricky with it. All right, so with this, go ahead and get the reinforced door. Increase the repairability. Leave that as is. Leave that as is. Additional shells. Get the flywheel. And then we'll leave that. Alright, and then this will be the Mark 1 A1. And then we will produce another one. Why is it not letting me select that? Is my mouse dying? Hold on. I apologize. I think my mouse is having problems. Oh, I might have accidentally clicked the other button. So Mark 1 B1. All right, cool. All right, and then let's go ahead and queue this up. Hector Mark 1 again. We'll just angle it a little higher this time. Then we'll get down to business. Alright. Bolted assembly is now done. Oh. Oh, I am such an idiot. I am such a fucking daft idiot. Oh, hey. Yeah, I wanted to put bolted assembly on this. Freaking idiot. Her. You know, the one thing I actually wanted to put on here. Or two of the things I wanted to put on here. God damn it. Alright, cool. There we go. We also need to order more material in. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and work towards the mobility upgrade and the firepower upgrade for these tanks. Alright. Maintenance hall is done, and then, actually, is there anything else? Because yeah, we'll just go with medical stations. There's no point in not doing it. All right, so that hull is done. Let's go ahead and start researching this hull. That's done. All right, so now let us start deciding how we want to do this. So, we're definitely going to want the hull workshop because we're going to be doing a lot of things to do with hulls. Turrets we don't really have to worry about in this era. Primary and secondary weapon, it's mainly going to be the hulls and the running gear that we alter. So, honestly speaking, I think ergonomics office, hull, running, reverse engineering. So, we'll start with this. Alright, and then if we can get down to crude oil before we... Well, no, we're not going to get to crude oil before that. But, you know what? At least these new tanks will have the new tracks, bare minimum. Alright, so let's get over to design. And then we need this, and this, and this, and this. All right, design-wise, it's only going to be a marginal improvement over the proto, but it will be good enough that it will affect the stats Yes. Sorry. So if we just look at the stats, it's a pretty sizable improvement. I keep hitting that. So overall, good situation for us, in my opinion at least. So let's go ahead and assign this, and then we'll also design the B1. Honestly speaking, I would rather sacrifice the gunners, just from the perspective of yeah, I'd just rather sacrifice the gunners. Alright, so B1 and the A1 are ready to go. And then we are going to need to get the truck oil, crude oil, and then if we can get the N-line I6, that will improve the mobility quite a bit. And then we need to work towards getting... I probably am going to need to do an improvement to the mail sponson for the heavy, Mark V, because the composite sponson. Well, hold on. Let me look at this real quick. Composite sponson is not much bigger, and it does improve the firepower quite a bit. So, honestly speaking, it's probably just worth. But on the heavy Mark V, it's not going to be preferable. The improved mail sponson will be preferable on that. And that's because with too many machine guns, the tank then becomes overloaded by the need for gunners. So... Alright. Alright, so that's done, that's done. Let's go ahead and get these going. Do I have enough? I just realized, do I have enough engineers on this? No, I do not. Let's go ahead and hire 10 more. I was like, why is this taking so long? That's why. Alright, so we finished the production on the... It should be the last set of protos that we design, or build, I should say. Actually, let's see. Has anybody started adopting tanks? United States, you have adopted tanks. So we'll go ahead and get you as a client. Alright, awesome. Again, the running gear. Honestly speaking, would it not be better to just do this? Like, the breakthrough's not a lot, but... You know what? Fuck it. Let's go for it. Alright, the A1 is officially ready. can go ahead and dump the proto, actually archive. We can assign out the design for the B1. And we have officially captured a German tank that we can now reverse engineer. I'm going to need engineers for this. Let's go ahead and get the machine gewehr. Kinda sucks that we didn't get that in a more timely fashion, but it's fine. Alright, truck fuel, crude oil. And we just need contracts. Alright, that's machine gewehr. Done. Let's go ahead and just reverse engineer the entire tank. We won't be using the hull, but if nothing else, it will potentially give us parts that we can use. So we'll see what we can do there. Alright, so design department. And then this is ready. Boom, cool. Alright. So we have our Vanguard tank and our Fusilier tank. We will have to do some edits to that. Go ahead and archive that. And then we're gonna archive this for right now. We'll keep the Whippet design around. Actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and actually build out a Whippet. Alright, yeah. I'll build out a Whippet. I'll sacrifice a little bit of protection for the increased reliability. Reliability is a big part of this. So we'll get the Whippet going. Actually, that begs the question. We're gonna need the tracks for the Whippet in order to be able to do this. So as soon as we get crude oil, we'll go ahead and get these tracks so that we can do that, and then we'll use the motor. Oh, breakthrough. Okay, well, that finished very quickly. I guess breakthrough chance is worth it. I see, it's times like that when the breakthrough is just fucking great. So we're gonna want to research the motor of this other tank that we got. All right, so we got an order for Fusilier tanks. Let's go ahead and Athena Mark II, 307, 309. Sounds good to me. 30 tanks for the British. And then, before I forget, we need to come over here to turrets. We need to do an improved version. All right. All right. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do this. Honestly speaking, yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. It's great. All right, so we'll do that, and then the female sponson, same deal. All right, we'll do improved versions of these for when we do the modified version of that. I'm gonna want improved guns for that though. I'm going to want improved guns. But I also need to get this going. So we'll get this, and then we'll get improved common round, and we'll go straight for light naval gun, just so we can have an improved cannon that we can put on the A2s. Yeah, okay, we'll do it like that. Alright, and then get the improved female. And then we get the hull. Boom. Alright, so we finished tearing that thing apart here soon. Alright, we got those tracks. Let's go ahead and start going improved common round and then light naval gun. Also, I need to order in material before I forget. 9,000 of that. Just order all of that. Cool. All right, so more incremental development to be able to prevent us from getting completely boned. Oh, and we can also design our exploitation tank. So we could go absolutely hilarious and go like that. Hold on. Let me build that out. Okay, so we could go hilarious. Or we could go... get rid of that. Or we could go reasonable. What is making this the better option? I'm actually like legitimately curious about this. What is making this the better option? It's more reliable, better overall mobility, a little less protection, but that's fine. So, yes, we will. Okay, so we will go ahead and do that. So the medium mark A1. This will be our candidate for exploitation tank contracts. And then eventually we'll be able to, once Society Freyas gets the FTs out, we'll be able to yoink those, get the turret, and then we'll be able to put it on there and create a skirmish tank. Alright, cool. And we are done doing that. Now, let's actually see if we can improve. So, you can go away. So, this is... okay, so this door is actually really fucking good. Okay. Vents. A lot less on the ricochet, but it offers so much more reliability and range. That's actually really good. And then... okay. So picking up that tank and doing the reverse engineering was actually a really good idea for us. Alright, medium mark A1 is done. Let's go ahead and amend it. So again, this will be our initial candidate for that. And then hopefully... Alright, so we are still a bit off from that. Canada has adopted tanks. They have also adopted Vanguard tanks, so let's go ahead and get them as a client. Alright, and we are just waiting at this point in time. Literally just need the new gun. Canada wants Vanguard tanks. Well, I have Vanguard tanks. I can give you 15 of them. Hector Mark II, 225, so 230. There we go. We can start building 15 tanks for the Canadians. Alright, improved common round. We're going to need this. And then we're also going to need to pick up tracer rounds, AP. We just need the expendables because those are a big portion of the improvements. Britain wants Vanguard tanks. Well, I do say so, sir. Hector Mark II again, so we just need 230 or higher. Yep, that's good enough. Tank storage. Stockpile depot. Crap. I might have screwed myself. Yep. Moderately screwed myself. Alright, so we are going to need to order in material very quickly. Did not realize we had bled ourselves that dry. Let's go 18,000 on this. We still have plenty of glass. Actually, glass is cheap in Africa, apparently. So we'll go ahead and do 5,000. All right, cool. The hope is that now should I go tank reliability or should I go supply reliability? I'm feeling like supply reliability would actually be a better one. Yeah, I'm gonna go supply reliability. And then we can get a little bit of delivery reliability off of this. But we'll go hard into supply reliability just to really help it. Because making deliveries on time isn't really the concern. It's getting the stuff in when I mess up and forget to order more material. Like, that's what can screw me. Speaking of ordering material, let's go ahead and order more. We'll order more of that. We might as well order. Yeah, we'll just order everything. Just get it into the warehouse. Alright, light naval gun is done. We are going to... we're going to get at least tracer ammunition. Because then that will improve that. And then we really need the I-6. Oh, breakthrough. Very nice. Awesome. So we can immediately go into this. And then that will be a huge boost to our overall capabilities. I like that. Alright, so we need to finish producing this order. Just produce the tanks for the order for right now. Oh, there it is. There it is. Now that's going to be a very expensive buy. But we're probably going to have to do it. Alright, so supply-wise, we're good for right now. Alright, and then go ahead and ship these bad boys off to the British. Alright, awesome. So now we just need this last thing, and we can do the updated versions, and then we can go for the heavy Mark 5s. All right, so 20 tanks for who's competing? Hector Mark II, the William Foster Company. All right, so just to remind myself again. Okay, so they're up a little bit, not too much though. 20 tanks for the Americans. All right. All right, very nice. All right, so we now have that available. That's a very good situation for us to be in. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to start working on getting the pieces and parts unlocked for this. Now, what we do also need to do is get the medium mark C, because this is where we get the additional fuel storage, stowage. So we'll get this first, then we'll get this, then we'll get this, and then we'll produce our first medium mark 5s. So now we go to design. Now, we're still going to be using the original... okay, so we can go ahead and throw this in the bin. So we're still going to be using the original. We can also get rid of this. The original hulls that we developed. There's no point in going further, frankly speaking. All right. So this is going to be the A2. And then we go ahead and kit up the crew. Oh, wow. Look at this. Gunner, loader, mechanic. And then, is it worth it to put the second mechanic in there? Yeah, screw it. Screw it. Alright, and then we go ahead and throw in the good. Boom. Alright, let's save real quick and let's compare. So, yeah, it's a big increase in overall stats. Very big increase. So we're looking very pretty with this thing. Go ahead and assign this out to the engineers to develop the design, and then we also need to go ahead and develop the B2. So let's go ahead, pop that. And then because this thing is getting all the new machine guns that we just got from the Germans, the stat line is going to be absolutely insane on this thing. Gunner, mechanic, boom, perfection. And voila. Let's go ahead and save and do the comparison. So overall, great level of improvement over the design, the previous design. And the huge advantage is the massive increases in mobility, reliability, repairability, and the soft firepower is a huge increase as well, while getting a moderate increase in protection and crew performance. So we're looking pretty good. The problem with crew performance that we're having is the fact that we have an overloaded crew. We have an overloaded commander, so this is actually causing a lot of freaking problems here. I do need to find some way to reduce that as a problem. Which, if I remember correctly, where do we get speaking tubes? I know we get speaking tubes from somewhere. I wonder if it's one... It might actually be one of the... yeah, it's probably actually part of... yeah, because this gives us the wireless set. But there's something that... I think it's the speaking tubes, which reduces the requirements of the commander, or something like that. All right. So let's take a look. The British and the French are fighting the Italians, and our tanks are currently deployed here. It's actually 4 battalion, which is the B1s, and then 2 battalion, which is a battalion of protos. We're gonna want to get those replaced. speaking of, could we potentially do a resupply contract with them? No, not yet. All the battalions are actually looking good. Minus these two. Which these three we can replace with A1 or A2s now very easily. We also have potential. Let's go ahead and get that. So now we'll have the Russians, and then wire crushers. Okay, we'll do the French. We'll do the French. And then I will go ahead and do the Germans. Now, this is going to be a huge investment. Huge freaking investment in capital for having all these trade offices. But I want to see if I can manage to sell the A1 whippets to some of these nations for the explicit the express purpose of actually getting the extra people, the administrators from them. So that would be a big help for us. All right, so let's go ahead and order just a crap ton of iron. We'll order a bunch of iron from these guys in the Middle East. Give us a good, heavy fusilier tank. I don't know. Yeah, the B1, it does not have the protection required. The B2 might be closer to the protection required. It's closer, but no dice. Like, unfortunately, now we're getting into the heavy fusiliers and the heavy vanguards. So, we're gonna have to push those as fast as possible. The Odin. All right, so is this the only... Okay, it's the only one they've got. It's their baseline version. We probably have the majority of these parts, but we'll go ahead and check it out. See if there's anything new that we might get from this. So we'll go ahead and throw that stuff in there. All right, so there we go. And then can also order some more material. Oh, wait, we're very low on money. It's kind of a problem. All right, so let this deliver. Let's see what our financial situation's looking like. Maybe a contract will come in that we can actually do. Oh, fusilier tank. Very nice. Okay, cool. Okay. 324. All right. So we will... So I want to get a little extra time on this. So I want 110 days. Yeah, we're still making 10K, effectively 10K off each tank. So I will take that hit. Let's go ahead and queue up 40. Awesome, and then the A2 just finished. With the A2 coming in at a stat line of 886, very nice. And then let's go ahead and get the B2 developing. And we will officially go ahead and retire the A1 design in lieu of the A2. want exploitation tanks. Unfortunately, the mobility is nowhere near what they want. Nowhere near what they want. Wow, okay. So we're looking at a pretty good product from these guys. The mobility on this is a problem. So that raises questions. How do we improve mobility? Let's actually look at our options. So the 4-cylinder here, or the 4x2, so technically 8 cylinders, 64 on the mobility. And then right now, we're pulling in with the motor that we did put in, the Renault 59. So, okay, so the motor we put in it is a much better motor. However, the Ricardo, even though it's heavier, might have been a better option for the design. So I kind of want to see this real quick and see what I can do with that design, because obviously they're like, oh, it's just too slow. So let's see what we can do with this real fast. And then if we go driver, commander, gunner, and mechanic, see, much better mobility. Much better mobility. Alright, so I definitely fucked up a little bit with this. Gunner, mechanic, commander, gunner. What do I get from that? 123. That, yeah, having... Ew, okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we definitely should have put the Ricardo in the tank to begin with, but that's fine. We live and learn. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and call this episode here. Let's go ahead and get this started real quick, because we do need to get our new Heavy Mark 5s going as soon as possible. But I'm going to go ahead and let this one go. I love you all. I'll talk to you later. Bye.